What would you say you feel like are good deal parameters? Like what's a solid deal that you're searching for on a regular basis?
Yeah. I'm probably a terrible investor in a lot of ways. I generally am not looking to make a whole lot on the cash flow. Getting $100 or $200 a door doesn't change my life at all. Thankfully, again, I'll say it again. I'm one of the most lucky, blessed individuals in the world. I've got a great job that I actually really enjoy. My wife's well employed, so for us, that couple $100 doesn't matter. What I'm looking for is total IRR, internal rate of return, and that takes into account all of the wealth factors associated with real estate. Cash flow is one of them. I'm not going to deny it. And I try and get deals that are cash flow positive to neutral in that range. But then what I'm really looking at is how much am I able to build on the front end from an equity perspective? Am I able to do it with little money down? And what is my loan pay down on a monthly basis? In addition to, all right, is it likely to appreciate? I don't count on it, but that does tend to happen. So those are really the criteria I look at. And I want to see what my total return is based on how much I have invested in the deal. So for instance, I've the second portfolio that I acquired, I don't really make any cash flow on it, but my loan pay down on it on a monthly basis is well in excess of $3,500 a month, all paid for by the tenants. So I consider that a huge win, even though so many people might say, "Oh, it's not a good deal. It's not cash flowing for me."
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's a great it's a great point because there's a lot of contention around that, or I guess different points of view around that topic, and I think people overlook that principal pay down a lot.
Yep.
$3,500. That's basically you depositing $3,500 in a bank account on a monthly basis, and that's it's assuming that you're getting enough cash to pay your expenses, because if you have to dip into that later to pay for repairs or capital expenditures, then it's not the same. But if the property is continuing to appreciate or even staying the same value for the next 20 years and every month you're depositing $3,500, that's an extreme savings rate compared to most. So, and that's with no cash flow. So it kind of goes back to the five major benefits of real estate investing. When you combine them all together, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it certainly can blow up your internal rate of return. And truthfully, the factor for me that matters more than anything else is how I can limit the amount of capital I need to put into the deal on the front end. Because that obviously increases that rate of return and allows me to accelerate and keep doing things faster and faster.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, you just listened to a segment of the interview with Nick Giulioni, and he's somebody who in 2017 had 0 rental properties, and now I think he said he's got like 70 rental properties. And he did this through some pretty creative methods. He used owner finance to buy some portfolios, and he explains exactly how he did that and how he had no money into that deal. He explains that in the full interview, so if you want to catch the full interview, you can listen to it on a podcast, on the Living Off Rentals podcast. You can go to any podcast player. You can search for the Living Off Rentals podcast there. Also, you can join the Living Off Rentals Facebook group. Nick's in the group. Other really successful rental property investors are in the group. So I hope to see you there, and I will see you in the next video.